Welcome back to the newest episode of Ryanology. I'm your host, Ryanology, and thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned and enjoy. Welcome back. Today on the show, I'm very fortunate to have what many of you at home may know him as Prof. Lee, as I got to know him as Dr. Lee, but Dr. Lee, who is an amazing teacher here at our language department at the Dartmouth High School. So to begin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here on Ryanology today.
And I wanted to bring you on the show today to talk a little bit about an event coming up, a global event called Lunar New Year. So do you want to take the folks at home and people watching, take them through what Lunar New Year means and who celebrates it?
Sure, I'll be happy to talk about the Lunar New Year. The Lunar New Year is also known as Chinese New Year. However, I like to refer to it as Lunar New Year because it's celebrated not just by Chinese people, but by a lot of other East Asian groups. It's also celebrated in Korea, Vietnam, and in the Okinawa region of Japan. And it's actually coming up. It will be on January 22nd. And it's a very special holiday for me because it's part of my heritage. I grew up celebrating Christmas and Chinese New Year with equal fervor. I am bicultural, so I am Venezuelan on my mother's side and I am Chinese on my father's side. So I feel fortunate to have two holidays that we can celebrate with a lot of excitement and fervor, like I said.
Of course. And what are the beginnings of Lunar New Year?
Well, the official day is January 22nd, which is coming up. It's a Sunday. The Chinese calendar is divided into there are 12 zodiac animals. So this year will be considered the year of the rabbit. And in the Chinese lunar calendar, this year will be 4,721. And it runs for approximately 2 weeks. So starting January 22nd and 2 weeks after that, people typically celebrate, they take a few days. Like I understand that in China, they take a few days. They take like the whole week off. And it's actually a holiday that's very family oriented. People usually go back to their families, to their hometown. So it's much like Thanksgiving, except that the Lunar New Year in China especially is considered the largest mass migration in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And what are some traditions that typically take place on the Lunar New Year, other than people, going back home, seeing their families, taking some time off?
Yeah, naturally, like, it's kind of like, I would say it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas rolled into one. Family is very important to the Chinese culture. You will notice on this, on the table next to me, I do have some artifacts relating to the Chinese New Year. I'll highlight some of them actually. This is a wall decoration, okay? And this has the character for blessings, which in Chinese is pronounced fu. Okay. Very often, what people will do is they will hang this on their door. Okay. Usually, like it's like calligraphy or in a paper form. And a lot of families, what they will do is they will hang it upside down, implying that the house is overflowing with blessings. So this is a very important element of the Chinese New Year celebration. Okay. Another version of this is this one. This one is actually pretty special to me because it's in the if you might notice that this is in the form of a bat. Okay, the bat in Chinese is also pronounced fu, which is the word for blessings, and so the bat in Chinese culture is actually considered a lucky animal. So this is I didn't see you don't see these very commonly, so I thought this was quite unique. And on this stand, you will also notice a couple of red envelopes. Okay, these are envelopes that married couples will give to children. Okay, and they contain lucky money. So I will show you some of them. Okay, so here we have one with the Chinese are a very superstitious people. Okay, well, originally a superstitious people, and if you notice, all of these decorations and all of these artifacts are all red. Okay, this one is the god of wealth. Okay, and what children wait for the new year with a lot of anticipation because they get a lot of money. Like in my personal experience, when I was about your age, I would easily get like $200 to $300 every time the Chinese New Year came around. So you can imagine that this was a time of year that I looked forward to with a lot of
anticipation.
With a lot of enthusiasm. Yeah. So this one is the god of wealth. Okay. This is a boy on a fish. Okay. And the fish is also very symbolic. In Chinese culture, like I said, food plays a very important role, and a lot of the food culture is very relies on plays on words. So like the word for fish is yu, and the word yu also means abundance. So this is a dish that you must have at the New Year's table, and it has to be a whole fish. The whole fish with like head and tail, everything. So you have to have a whole fish on the table, because it signifies that you will have abundance throughout the year.
Wow. And is there a specific way to prepare that fish as well?
It's usually steamed. Okay, it's usually like a steamed whole fish. That's the preferred way of preparing fish for a Chinese New Year's table.
Wow.
So yeah, so this is symbolic of that. So nian nian you yu. That means every year we have abundance, or every year we have fish. So yeah.
And are there any other foods that would generally be seen around the Lunar New Year table?
Other foods that we consume during Chinese New Year would be dumplings, okay? Because dumplings, they look like gold nuggets, so they represent wealth. And another type of food that's popular is a special type of cake that's made with rice flour. It's called diangao, and diangao means like a New Year's cake, but it's also a play on words because it also means the year will go according to plan. So there's a lot of play on words. So yeah,
and a lot of connections as
yeah,
well.
Oh yeah. A lot of like I said, play on words and good wishes for the coming year.
Absolutely.
And again, I have some other red packets here. This one has the character fu, okay, which I said means blessings. And then I have another one here. This one I thought was unique because I have family in Canada, and as most of you may be aware, there's a large Chinese community overseas, and I have family in Canada, and I got this one year, and it says the name of a local elected official. So even at the level of it permeates all levels of society. So I just wanted to highlight that throughout the Chinese-speaking diaspora, we all celebrate this with a lot of anticipation and enthusiasm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you want to take us through some of these other?
Sure. Okay. And again, this is now that you have some context. Okay. This is the character fu for blessings. Okay. And you might notice that there's a lot of
fish
around it. So fish again signifying wealth and abundance. Okay. And again, a lot of people, what they will do is they will hang this upside down to represent that there's abundance and wealth throughout the year, or overflowing with abundance. And we also have two scrolls here. Okay, people typically hang these on their doors in pairs. Okay, with the fu character in the middle. Okay, this one is Chu Ru Ping An, which means whether you're coming or going, may you always have peace. And this one is Wu Fu Lin Man. May the 5 blessings arrive at your door. Okay? And the 5 blessings being longevity, wealth, health and peace, doing good, and living to a ripe old age.
Wow. So there's definitely a lot of, pieces of like the different envelopes and the different scrolls as well, that it shows culture as well. So a lot of things that happened in the past being shown through today, as you said, some of the superstitions, children of their ancestors, they take part in it as well. And not only isn't it is, an event celebrated every year, but it also is a celebration of Chinese past, Chinese culture, and it also to bring good tidings as well.
Right, right, yeah. There's a lot, like I said, it feels like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year all rolled into one, and being the oldest continuous living culture, it really is something that I cherish very dearly.
Yeah.
That I've like I said, that I've looked forward to in anticipation since I was a child. So.
And did you have any other facts on the Lunar New Year that you wanted to share?
Well, I'm visiting taking part in the mass migration.
Yeah.
So my family lives out of state, so I'll be spending some time with them, and I look forward to that as well. And unlike in the past, my dad and my mom, they've always been great. They've always cooked each other's cuisine. So my mother is fully fluent in Chinese food.
Wow.
My father's fully fluent in Venezuelan food. But Chinese New Year is fully a Chinese holiday, and I am pleased to say that I also partake in when I was a kid, I didn't do too much in the kitchen, but now I actually make the whole fish. So
wow.
yeah, my father glows with pride when he sees that. So I'm very excited about
Truly
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dr. Lee, for coming down, showing us a lot about Lunar New Year and the culture surrounding it. Good luck to you in the new year as well, and thank you for kind of showing us through.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Ryanology. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Ryanology, which will be out in just a few weeks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for any notifications or future updates that DHS TV Media will have. Thank you.